Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing with Dimir skeletons. And the interesting thing is there's a whole lot of not skeletons in here for playing, which by the very title of it should be a skeletons tribal deck. But trust me, we got some new cards that can tie this thing together like peas and carrots. That sounds interesting to you? Then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the 7 times grand champion of my bathroom cell phone solitaire league, Dr. Yukon SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by Pezmerga 1984, called Dimir Skeletons. And the interesting thing about this deck, the interesting thing about it, is that there's a lot of things in here that are not skeletons. Nightmares, super rats, constructs. What is this guy? Merfolk. You know what those things aren't? Skeletons. A lot of them don't even have skeletons. I don't think there's a skeleton inside of that nightmare. It looks kind of weird, creepy, but like not skeleton-y enough, right? But what brings it all together? Leyline of Transformation. All right, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards that are in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how the deck should work, and then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, let's get to that Leyline of Transformation that I promised. So this is the Leyline, which the Leylines, apparently their big deal is that if you have them in your hand when you first start up, you can put it out for free. Put it just straight out. And you choose, in this case, you choose a creature type, and it says creatures you control are the chosen type, in addition to their other types, which means this becomes a nightmare skeleton and a rat noble skeleton. You know, it's like Coco when they go to the afterlife and he pretends to be a skeleton by putting some grease paint on. That's what they're doing there, right? Same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards that you own that aren't on the battlefield. They're all skeleton-y. So anyways, this is the thing that ties the whole deck together. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. But if you got it, it's fantastic, right? Let's get to everything else. What's this guy? A skeleton. Can't block. Whenever you play a crime, though, you can potentially return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. This guy, you can make a copy of any creature on the battlefield, yours or somebody else, but it's got to have a mana value less than or equal to the amount you spent to put them out. And I tell you what, if you got a token out, tokens are worth 0, which means for 1, you can make a copy of any token you put out. That'll come into place later on. This guy flashes out and pins somebody down. You could then later on pay to bounce them back to your top of your library, along with another stun guy, another guy that's stunned. And then basically pull him up, play it again. All right, this guy rips apart graveyards, and then you can also unearth it. This puts out a skeleton token with suspect. Creature kill, creature kill, creature kill. Corpses Lost gives all of your skeletons +1/+0 in haste, as well as putting out a 2/2 of its own. So if you make a copy of this guy, you'll have a 3/2 flying guy with haste. Lord Skitter puts out a baby puts out a baby rat every turn. It could be a skeleton rat. And then every time it puts a rat out, then you get to rip apart graveyards. So we got a lot of graveyard ripping apart right there. This guy can't block, but if you put out an enchantment, then you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. All right. We got a few enchantments. And Corpse of Lost will bounce back, and you can play it again, which helps get this guy back too. So there you go. That's all the cards. We got a nice amount of dual lands. What are we doing here? We're getting guys out and we're attacking. Hopefully we'll make them hasty. Maybe we'll be able to pin things down. Maybe we'll be able to bring things back from the graveyard. But maybe we have a little bit of evasion going on, ripping apart people's graveyards, and we've got control. If that's enough to do it, Usually aggro skeletons is a fantastic deck regardless. This time we're just putting some nice blue in there to hopefully do a little bit extra. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sheoldred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear lamentations of the women. All right, we're playing against Poker. Poker. 2 mana and go 3 for a black good. Sometimes this deck likes to go all blue. I don't know why exactly. I suspect there might be too much blue in here, but we'll see. We get a Leyline out. Great. Turn everybody into a skeleton. I got 1 card to destroy target creature. This is our kill card here. Yeah, I just decided I'll go slow now. We haven't got a creature bounced out yet. There's a guy. The question is, you want to take out the skeleton? You can do it. This demon seems awfully technology-based. All right, here's a guy that'll come out all hasty. Here's another guy that's going to come out all hasty. Between these 2 cards, he's a hasty skeleton with a plus on him. All right, you could choose to kill 1. Mockingbird's 3. That's cool. How much does this guy cost? 3? All right, maybe we'll make a copy of him. I think this is supposed to work. And in we go! And we win! Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Alright, we're playing against Imperialvoid. Keep. Love these ley lines. I mean, here's the deal, is that you got something like, you know, they shouldn't be as powerful as the red one. That's what I'm trying to say. We cannot... Okay, if I put this out, suddenly it becomes a black and blue. All right, we're cool. Control an island or a swamp, and we do have an island, so we're good. It's a guy. He's a skeleton now. Ooh, I'm going to manifest some dread. Does it cost me, what, 2 to put that guy out? Cool. Do I have to, like, have it tapped to be able to manifest it? Those guys are, that guy's expensive, I'll tell you that. All right, making another Ashnod. All right, we're throwing down 6 at a time. This guy's going to take a while to pop out. I think you can play, these are zeros, so pays nothing. And if I could flash this guy in, that's fine. I guess we're ripping over our own graveyard now. So just puts out guys. All right. What are you afraid of, Lucy Lou? Alright, it's too late for me, so I gotta let it go. Could have killed it. Ooh, we can create another. Might want to wait on this until this guy comes out. He's going for the block. That is bad. All right, he's down to 2. Do I make another? I could do another. That's fine. All right, we win. Suck it, suckerfish. Suck it! Those Mockingbirds are great. All right, we are playing against 311. 3 Levine. All right, cool. I thought for a second that we were going to have a black. Yeah, put it out. Absolutely. We'll skeleton this baby. All right, provided that he doesn't put out another guy. That's okay. Yeah, he's just going for the pump. All right, that's damage I'm taking, but at least I don't have to take it again. These guys can put out little boys. We'll see what the Mockingbird can do for us. You are a sorcery. That's the big problem with you, Phil. I think you can bring back creatures, but it's always good just to have them gone. What does this thing cost me? 2? Doesn't like that guy. He's choking. He's probably doesn't have any creatures. It's probably his big problem. There's one more of your creatures not in your hand. All right, let's go rip them apart. Let's just get rid of all these guys. No guys. All right, so I've got, what, 7 next turn. That's what he's got showing. And he's gone. In your face, suckerfish. Iron against Archernar. Archernar does everything in Archernar car. We got 2 kills, some creatures. Oh, real cool. Let's turn the mouse off. Did he really run out of mana? All right, you have guys, that's the question. Yeah, you do. Let's see, if we play this, we're not going to have another guy, but we just got to do it. Let's just keep pinning him down. So I can put this out for 1. Let's do it. All right, just chump. He goes for the shot. All right. You can't kill your own guy. If it plays on his turn, then that'll work out great. Let's just let it go and get it on his turn. Man, it doesn't matter what you do at this point. You're pinned. You're stunned, hippie. You got another guy you want to put out? No, that's it. I took it. All right, well, it was fun. Almost. We're playing against Springers, as in Jerry Springers. That's a lot of mana. We'll keep it. Yeah. Turn off the needle nose. We got one guy that pins guys down, one that just kills guys. Get out our harvester. Hopefully, we'll keep him alive. Good thing is because he's an artifact, you know, one of those common black cards, can't kill it. All right, he's got to take fell. All right, we got a lot of threes out. That's pretty decent. That's the guy I got to pin. All right, hitting him for 11. Really great to get out a skeleton enchantment that gives everybody haste. Yikes. Oh, I got it. But what I really need to do is something more like... Why won't you let me play this? Let's do this. Whatever, man. I'll attack. No math. No math. Really hoping here. Come on, you can do it. Yes. Good job, boys. Good job. Victory. All right, we're playing against Andre. Good, 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 good. All right, I'm down. He's got Crack Dog. One that smells like burning hot dogs. We're playing up here. Rakdos. We're playing a lot of colors now. Two. I might discard this one right here. Go get him, Skeleton. What's his name? He-Man and Skeletor. There we go, Skeletor. You're looking kind of thin. You should try to buff up. Your little crack dog needs to shut up. There we go. Yeah, I see something there that we need to remove from a graveyard. I think you're playing Reanimators, what you're doing. You don't like the fact that I got a guy that can rip apart graveyards. I don't like the fact that I don't have a guy that can take that out now. That's the 5 you need. All right, Corpse of the Lost. Ooh, I could have put out a Mockingbird, couldn't I have? That kind of stinks. Wasn't thinking, I was pushing buttons too quickly. He's down to 4. We got 2 mana. Hopefully, he's going to suck it. Yeah, he's sucking it. And we win. I don't know what this guy was doing. Victory! Now we're playing against Durzo. A lot of control there. All right, so as you start going after the graveyard, rats could be pretty awesome. Yeah, putting that guy out early, I think it's a mistake. Get the haste going. Now I just got to turn things into skeletons is the problem. But I think I'll put the Mockingbird out next turn. Actually, I could do both. I got a nice amount of creature kill. I'd have to sacrifice a creature to turn this on, but it's probably better just to leave it at the moment. Yeah, you hate that crap. Hate it! You try to pull that on me, I got Fell, which is cheap, but still I only have, if you have Ward 4, did I get rid of it entirely? Looks like I did. Victory! Alright, here we are with Dimir Skeletons. And there's a whole lot of not skeletons in here. You know, using Leyline of Transformation. When I saw this card, I thought, oh, look at, there's lots of words there. This is going to be fantastic. And all it says is, all your creatures are the type you specify. And that's it. That's it. That's all it says. So all you guys come out, basically you're forcing your deck to be a tribal deck. Why are we doing that? Because Corpses of the Lost give them haste and +1/+0. I guess. But you know what? Hasty guys with a little bit of pump, that's fantastic. So yeah, this deck did an incredibly good job. All right, let's see. Let's talk about who the MVP was. The MVP, it was Leyline of Transformation. Yeah, I mean, the other card, I got to say, is Mockingbird, was so incredibly good. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually give it to Mockingbird. Just because in this deck, I was able to make copies of the tokens as zeros, which means I could put this guy out for 1, and then I could have like a, you know, it would come out as with this thing, and so then it'd be like a 3/2 flying skeleton taking, and with haste and everything. And so basically the Mockingbird could really cheaply make copies of tokens and just go after things. And then when it mixed together, let's say if you had the transformation out, which made it into a skeleton as well, yeah, it was so good. Even if I was copying somebody else's stuff, if you have transformation, that was so good. So transformation is really what made this deck come together. And that's why it deserves to be an MVP. But Mockingbird used it or didn't. It just felt like this was the card that had the most utility throughout the game. I'm going to give it to Mockingbird. I always want to give it to creatures anyway. They're individual, guys doing stuff. I'm going to give it to Mockingbird. I think, for being in a skeleton deck, you did a fantastic job. You could be in them regardless. You're essentially a changeling. Yeah, congratulations. All right, Mockingbird, you're going to Disneyland. All right, let's see. Was this deck competitive? In Platinum, on the rank ladder, I got a 67%. So I won 2 out of every 3 games. That's really good. How many did I do in Casual? I won 100% in Casual. So yeah, this deck is a competitive deck. Totally smoking people. Like it is the finest medicinal, smokable stuff. And let's move on here. Was this deck a fun deck? There it is. There's the middle finger right there at the beginning. Yeah, that's aggro, baby. That made it into a fun deck. Yeah, you're able to load things down for 1. You're able to do a lot of things for 2. You're able to play at the early part of the game. You're able to smoke people by the mid game. If it got to late game, you're kind of in trouble. But between the control and the creatures and the haste, it was a great aggro deck, which made it a very fun deck to play. That's the thing, is that I don't get to play like skeletons very often because there's pretty much just skeletons. Mono black skeletons is so choice. And I would play it a bunch if I wasn't trying to play a different deck every day. But in this case, we got to play with a deck that was very different. Still was true to skeletons, but gave a lot of utility to it. And that was really, really fun. So let's just move straight into, was it interesting? Yeah, because that's exactly what I was trying to say, is that this deck was a skeletons tribal deck without really being skeletons, because Leyline of Transformation forces the tribe. And then we got all the utility from the non-skeletons in here. Ashnod's Harvester and Lord Skitter was such a value today because there were so many people trying to play things out of their graveyards. Like, that's a huge thing in the meta right now. And these guys are just devastating against it. They're trying to throw their gigantic cards in there and reanimate them or something. Nope, it was not going to come back because I was ripping them apart. Of course, then they started pinning down all my Lord Skitters, and then I never could get in there, and that was devastating when that was happening to me. But there was a few times we really were smoking them just because we were putting out like Ashnod's Harvester. So fantastic deck. The utility built into this definitely made Dimir Skeletons into a great and interesting deck to play. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Absolutely. Was this deck fun? Absolutely. Middle finger, baby. Was this deck interesting? Yes, sirree, Bob. All right, so that makes this into an A+ deck. And as I'm required to say, by federal law, this deck is so choice. I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.